Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the I gotta dig my hand every time, guys. To the Boom Boom Room. I have Reese and Dog Gaming with me. I hope it I say dog because I don't know. I'm lazy saying the D.O.G. I hope you don't mind that dog, do you?
It
Just
don't
say it
matter.
that way. But yeah, guys, welcome back, welcome back. People probably know we done an episode, one of the first, and I had audio issues, so I think we're hopefully good this time. We won't have any audio issues. We'll have to take, another take. So, but how you guys doing today?
Doing great. Doing great.
Doing
Doing good.
good. You're
Yep.
doing good. Man, I'm glad that y'all wanted to take two and didn't cuss me out for the audio issues last time and stuff, but
Oh, we're waiting for
Nah, it
this time.
happens.
yeah, I understand. But we'll get into it. It was really interesting last time, but about how y'all met and stuff. If you don't mind telling us again about
Yeah.
that. Really interesting.
Yeah.
So
We
who's
met.
taking it away this time?
Well, you go ahead.
All right. So we both were playing a war game called Clash of Kings.
Mhm.
And we were in enemy alliances. And at first we absolutely, mortal enemies, shit talking each other, excuse my French.
Yeah,
But just constantly on each other. Just because part of it's mental warfare, you try to piss the other person off, see if they'll attack you, wipe out all their troops, that sort of thing. But he's really good at crap talking people, and I'm really good at it. And so since we were in enemy alliances, we were constantly talking crap in chat.
E- Except that
Uh,
she was miles ahead of me. She was way better at it
really.
than I was.
Women are
Oh
most of the time, anyway. you know.
yeah.
yeah, just brutal because Anyway, but so then I ended up in the same alliance that he was in because I wasn't happy with mine, and I knew some people in his alliance from other servers and even some other like war games, and so they're like, "Yeah, come on over," and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be bad," he's gonna.
Yeah,
I mean, he'll either go one of two ways. He'll either we'll just ignore each other, or we'll get into it and one of us will leave. So I joined, and it's kind of awkward silence at first, anytime when we're both in chat. But it's like once I'm in the alliance, it's like, okay, well, you're no longer my enemy. So you're talking about like game stuff, like how to upgrade equipment, armor, whatever the case may be. And so then we started talking more privately, like in
yeah,
line app, mostly just about game stuff, like hey, how did you do that? Get your troops to that level, that type of thing. I've been
yeah.
trying to figure out how to do that type of stuff. And slowly over time, it just progressed on to talking about more personal things like what do you like to do? What foods do you like? Do you like dogs? Do you like cats? That type of
Talk,
stuff.
start talking about family.
yeah.
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 And
And,
Yeah, well, who was the first one that kind of made the first move? Be honest.
it was me
Oh,
accidentally.
yeah, accidentally. Okay.
Yeah, because he and I had been talking, and my mom was in town, staying with me or whatever, and we'd been like chatting back and forth and in line app, and mom and I were getting ready to go out to dinner. And I, was like talking to her and getting, shoes on and all that, plus still chatting to him. And because I was doing so many things, I just kind of said it and didn't think about it. So I was just like, okay, babe, going out to dinner with my mom. I'll talk to you later. And I
Hmm.
hit send. And as soon as I hit send, I went, oh, mom goes, what? And I was like, I just said, going out to dinner with
just called
mom.
him
I'll
babe.
talk to you later, babe. I just called him babe. And she's like, are you guys like talking to each other like that? And I was like, well, not really, but also not really. It's like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I guess I'll just have to wait and see what he says. I can't unsend it.
yeah.
And so then here I'm sweating it and sweating it and sweating it and whatever. And we get to the restaurant. We're sitting there. They just put our like rolls on the table or whatever. And I just hear my message notification go off, and I like, half peek through my eyes, open it, and it's like, okay, babe, I'll talk to you later. And I was like, oh God, thank
Man, it
God,
was a big
because I kind of
relief.
really like this guy.
Yeah, I believe it or not, I done the same thing yesterday with one of my friends. I said, babe, baby, actually, I called her. Yeah. And yeah, she's moving to Oklahoma. I'm not making this about me, but she's from Illinois and she's moving so we used to date about 8 years ago. We just been friends for months. I accidentally called her baby, And I said, I'm sorry. And she said, no, that's okay. So she started calling me, but she slips and calls me babe sometimes. So I don't know how it'd go, but it was an accident. It was a pure accident. But, with relationships, I've kind of heard a guru talking the other day about, when you come in with your emotions, it's kind of a bad deal when you come in 100% with the emotions, and because it'll wear off the honeymoon, and then that's when the real shit begins. So I'm trying to get my next relationship not come in there with all that emotion. Me personally, because I've got a bad track record of just, coming in there full 100%, just wide open, and I make a lot of mistakes. So I'm
and you know what I think that helped a lot with our situation, with us getting together, was that neither of us were really looking to be with anybody. I had, just still getting over a bad divorce, and she was just going through some shit. And she was pretty much done with dealing, and so when it got to that point where we started talking about it, it was up front. Here's all our baggage, because look, I'm not gonna try to get into this, not knowing how you're gonna feel when you find out about my baggage. So here it is. This is all my baggage. This is what I'm about. This is the type of person I am. It wasn't about, hey, let me try to impress this girl, make her like me.
Yeah.
And she wasn't trying to impress this man to make her like him or make him like her.
Yeah.
So it was,
Yeah, it was all.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, and he was
good.
even actually kind of part of the drama with the guy I had been, went through a bunch of shit with just before him. Not that he was in the middle of it or anything, but it just,
yeah, I was just witness
it kind
to
of
it.
filtered over, so he like witnessed like the breakdown and even essentially the breakup from afar, but it just kind of happened all in that same little scenario of people. And so, I mean, like I was legit, like I'll just be a little old cat lady and have 50 cats and be all by myself. I'm fine with that. I don't like, I'm done. I've tried too many times. I'm getting too old for this shit. I'm done. So that was kind of my attitude, as far as when he and I first started talking. It was like, yeah, cool, we can be friends. And it just kind of grew from there naturally.
Yeah, you've got to have something in common, though, and be attracted some way, because with a relationship, from my experience, I mean, I've had a good friend for years, and she'll bring it up every 6 months. Why don't we get together? And you try to tell them, that you don't like them that way, and then they get all mad. It kind of sucks, but I mean, you got to be truthful. I mean, we're at that point, and we're not teenagers anymore, and and we're getting old, and kind of I'm setting my ways now. I don't like to go out and party or do nothing like that, and go to bars and stuff. I'm kind of, I'm a weird person. They're gonna have to like me. I'm not gonna put on some kind of mask. I am who I am. You got to be kind of upfront with everybody and stuff, because
Yep.
You're gonna like me the way I am, or you just ain't going. All right, I ain't gonna deal with you.
But yeah, I'm glad, man. That's cool. I mentioned before, that's how my daughter and her boyfriend, they was on a game, and she ended up moving from Arkansas to New Jersey. She kind of jumped in too fast, but she's young. Hopefully things will work out. That's all I could do is pray about it. But when you're young like that, you can give them advice. We were young once. Sometimes you just got to learn from their own experiences. and stuff. But
Yeah, well,
yeah.
when we're all young, we want what we want when we want it now.
Yeah, it's always something fast, isn't it? You want it now, microwave life. You want that quick,
Yeah.
you don't want to
Microwave.
wait
Yeah.
on that oven. You want well what game y'all into lately? What is really tickling your fancy as far as games right now?
Well, Reese, like everybody else has been seeing, Reese has been getting into the Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
I am
started getting
having a blast with
to
that.
yeah,
yeah, I started getting addicted to this Planet Builder game
yeah.
over the last couple days. It's pretty neat. It's just
Planet Crafter.
Planet Crafter. That's what it is.
Yeah, I've been seeing you
And
play.
I'm sure you've seen it or tried it.
Yeah,
It's a simulation game. Great little game.
yeah. I'm what do y'all what games probably in the next year or two are y'all really looking forward to coming out
Oh
personally?
shoot, there was one that's actually coming out in April this coming month. I don't remember the name of it. It's another survival game.
Oh, I love survival games. Those are my favorite.
It looks really good. It just popped up on my Facebook feed the other day, and I clicked on it and looked at it. I had to go look at my wish list and Steam again
Well, I'll tell
to
you,
see what it was called.
that Sons of the Forest always looked good. I just never had a chance to play it. I never
Yeah.
It
dove
was
in
a
there.
lot of fun.
Hmm.
I mean, I feel like there's some things that they definitely could have done better,
Yeah.
but it's definitely one of those games where they're not going to hold your hand. I mean, I
Hmm.
can't remember what it was, like 156 hours in or something like that. I can't remember what the number was, is when I learned that you could make a rope bridge because there's no blueprint or anything for it. It's not in the
Really?
build menu.
That's
I just
crazy.
happened to have a rope in my hand and look at exactly the right spot.
Damn.
And it was like, oh, wait, it wants to go there? Why? And I was like, wait, can I build a rope bridge?
Yeah.
So I mean, there's a lot of, so they don't hold your hand, which I loved about it, but there's like some things towards the end where it's like, what
Uh-huh.
does this stuff even do? Like, I built it, but I don't know what it's called. I don't know what it does. I don't know how to interact with it. Like, nothing I'm doing. So, but other than that, though, it was an excellent game, and I had a lot of fun, like trying not to die and building.
Yeah, it looked really interesting. I played Green Hill a little bit. A couple friends. I mean, it was all right to me. Green Hill. It was a game that they don't really hold your hand, which I like some games like that, man. But some of them I don't. If I want to get on a game and like Fall, I played it the other day, and there's people big reviews on it. It's kind of like Fallout. I'm not really impressed with it at all, but it's not a straightforward, on some things. You kind of gotta, and I don't know about you guys, I don't want to really watch a bunch of videos before I play a game because I don't want any spoilers. But sometimes you get to a point, you gotta watch a couple videos, because you get to a brick wall. But me personally, because I'm a slow learner, I'm not really that smart of a human being on games. It's always a learning curve for me. You know what I mean? But as far as like y'all said about Fallout Vegas, man, that game's my favorite game of all time. What about you guys? What would you say your favorite game of all time? It's Fallout Vegas for me 100%. I love that game. But
Yeah, I have to go with a top three
yeah,
because it's hard
well,
to say.
let's do it. Top three.
Top three would have to be Witcher 3, Fallout. Ah, shoot, Fallout 4, just
Yeah,
because of the building,
yeah,
and well, right now it's going to be Planet Crafter. It's
yeah.
kind of just taking that mark.
Good list. Good list. What about you, Reese?
For me, it's like still like
Um,
two of my all time, and I haven't played the one in forever, so I mean, I don't know. I might not have the same feeling about it now, but one of the first games that I absolutely fell in love with was Fable 1.
Fable.
But I haven't played it in years and years and years and years. So I don't know if it would still play well for me, given how much technology and everything else has changed. And I haven't played the next ones of it either. So
you look.
but my absolute favorite
Yeah.
still is Skyrim.
Yeah.
And I can play that over and over and over again. Like I've played it so much, I don't even know if DOG will ever even attempt to play it because he's had to sit and watch, find something to do while I play it for 6-8 hours.
Oh man,
like on a Saturday and Sunday when I didn't have to work.
Yeah, that's a hell of a game. That's definitely in my top 3. Witcher's in my top 5. So you look forward to the new Fable coming out? I think it's coming out next year, isn't it? Pretty sure.
I was looking because I didn't realize they were doing another one, and somebody was talking about that the other day.
Yeah, they're doing another one. It's coming out in 2026. Because the reason why I'm saying is I seen an article on they was talking about State of Decay 3 coming out, and they didn't want them to clash together. I heard some podcast or something was talking. So yeah, they're definitely coming out next year. I'm pretty sure. It's coming out next year. I didn't see really any gameplay on it. I kind of seen some pics, but I think it's going to be good.
I just went and looked up this other game that's coming out in April. It's called Our Darkest Days.
Our Darkest Days. What's it, babe?
Our Darkest Days.
How is it?
It's a survival role play open world game. It's a lot like DayZ.
Oh.
It looks like.
Our Darkest Days.
I saw a little bit of some gameplay clips that they had uploaded on Steam, and it looked really good, and I'm kind of looking forward to trying it out.
So it's called, I gotta write it down because I'm definitely gonna have to check that out. It's called Our Darkest Days.
Our Darkest Into the Dead, Our Darkest Days.
Oh, I think I played the demo of that, dude. Is it like
But the demo is different. The demo is not what the game is.
Really?
The demo that they release is like a scroll type of game. Yeah, the game that they're releasing is a lot different.
Really? So they're changing it up. Oh yeah, I've got some videos. I think A-Cup played it too. I got some videos on my channel. That was freaking awesome, dude. Awesome game. It was kind of like this War of Mine, sideway view when you play. And it was damn good game. A-Cup played it too. I'm gonna have to look that up after this, man, because that's interesting. It was a damn good game. But I love survival, man. Anything to do with like survival game, I don't know. That's just me. Like these shooters, okay. I know. Borderlands, I love Borderlands for, a lot of nostalgia. I love all the Borderlands and stuff. I burned out on them. I love State of Decay 2, burned out. As far as shooter games, when I'm getting in, I don't like, COD, all that, Fortnite. I just don't like it. Me personally, I'm into the survival aspects of it. Yeah, Fortnite. I'm into the survival, guys. That's what I really like. Me personally, that's what I like. I could tell you like that too. Building,
I like building, crafting, and RPG. That's what I get into.
There you go. That's me. I'm the exact same way. I never did get to play Avowed, which is on Game Pass. They had a big, it's really, really good. And then you just don't hear anything else about games. I don't know. I guess it wasn't as good as they said it was. I don't know. It was the same ones that made, I think, Outer Worlds. I think it was Obsidian. Had something to do with Avowed. And they, the old team was ones that done Fallout New Vegas, but it's a total different team now, I think. Pretty sure, so, but
well, and that's one of the like the things that I think for me is especially for a lot of games coming out now is so many people play them when they first come out, and you got all the hype and this and that and the other.
Yep.
I like to wait a while till after the game's been out a while and then check and see what people think about it. Because then you get past the people that were super duper fanning on it and super excited about playing it, and like they go into it with a mindset of I'm gonna love this game no matter what problems it has, and they aren't always honest
Yeah,
about,
exactly.
playability. And then if you wait like 6 months or a year after it comes out, and then you've got people who's like, yeah, it's a great game, but this and this and this, or or yeah, it's a great game, but like, I've got a decent PC and it's crashes like every 10 minutes on me,
Yeah.
stuff like that. So I always like to wait until they've been out a while, like, and not just rush out and buy it as soon as it's released.
Yeah, that's what screwed me up about Cyberpunk. I never got to play it because it was always bad this at first, and I heard they really fixed it stuff, but I never got a chance to play it. I bet you I'd really, really like that game, but I just didn't have a chance to play it. And but I don't know if I go back and play it. There's just so many games. I was talking to somebody the other day, man. It's like a new game comes out, and then if you jump on that bandwagon, you'll get probably more subs and more views. But it's like, dude, I don't want to play it. I know I'm not going to enjoy it. You know, like on my channel, I want to play the games that I enjoy. Yes, I want people to watch me. I want my community, because I built somewhat of a community. I want them to, enjoy it and watch it. But not everybody's gonna like that game. Because like I played,
Well,
DayZ.
that's the thing though, is
Yeah.
people will enjoy what
Uh,
comes out, right? But they're gonna long term, they're gonna enjoy the people that are
yeah,
enjoying what they're doing.
exactly.
Yeah.
They're they're gonna come back and watch you because you're playing something and you're getting into it.
Hmm.
You're not just trying something out and not really caring what about the game that you're playing.
Yeah, because people show up, 90% of the time, for your personality, I believe, you know,
Yeah.
and for the entertainment part, but they want to watch the game too. And I mean, there's some games you guys played that, I'm probably not into, but I'll still support you. You're my friend, you support me, you know. That's how I feel about it, because there's some games that good friends of mine, I not like it at all, but I'll still support you if I'm lurking, or do the best I
Yeah.
can, and that's how we're all supposed to be. And I do want to thank you guys, man, for all the support. I really appreciate it. For everything. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Y'all some good people. I'm not lying there. You know.
Ain't nothing compared to how you support everybody out there.
No, man. I just be myself. I believe. It's better to. If somebody, I'm like this. If somebody does something for me a little, I want to do more for them. You know what I mean? Because in this world, man, I noticed this. I'm 48 years old. There's a lot of bad people and very small good people, and I think that a small percentage that the people that are good, you need to go that extra mile for them. And it always comes out in the wash. There's some fake ass people out there. It's going to come out. There's people that's got bad intentions. There's people that are jealous of you, and I don't have nothing to be jealous over, but there's people jealous, and they want to see you, not succeed. I want to see everybody succeed, especially people that are good. I don't want to see somebody over here, a piece of shit, succeed, but, good people that got good intentions always. That's just how I've always been, always been. But,
Yeah.
but yeah, you guys
Well,
really,
and
really good to the community.
it's kind of a what goes around comes around, type of thing for us too. Like,
Yeah.
you can be connected with all of these people, but that doesn't mean that they're all gonna support you.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, they subscribed or whatever, but 9 times out of 10, you're lucky if they'll come like a video or watch something.
Yeah.
One after that initial sub. And I get it when, you're connected with a lot of like other streamers and stuff too.
Yeah.
Because it gets really hard to keep up with everybody. But, we try, especially with a good community of people that,
Yeah.
we met, like how we met you. Like, I think you were how we ended up in the community Discord.
The guru and everybody.
You know, and that like A Cup and, you know, Congrexus and, you know, all of those people as well. But you're all just really good, happy-go-lucky people that like to have fun, and that's what we want to surround ourselves with. Is not just for the support, but people that we can have a conversation with and joke around with.
Exactly.
That are not going to get all upset, you know, if we're joking around with them, and of course we expect it back, you know, like you know.
And you got to be yourself, man. You got to be yourself.
So, me and Prime like to poke at each other.
Yeah, old Prime. Yeah, old Prime's a hell of a dude, man. I tell you.
I like Prime.
He is. He's top notch. Him, A Cup, all them guys, man. Sauce, Guru, Bob, all in the community. And I told you this before. I give them that 2 week. You know, if somebody say if I sub to somebody, sub to me, and they come in there, and you know I'm supporting them, and I'll give them a couple weeks. If I don't see them in there, you know, I'm not gonna up sub from them, but I'm not gonna give them as much attention. You know what I mean? They should at least once a week, man, you know, come there and like your stuff and comment. It doesn't take a second. Because there's a time that, say, like you're streaming, A Cup streaming, this other one's 3 streamers, you know, I've got 2 phones, iPad, you know, I can't watch everybody, you know. I'll lurk. I'll keep it on in the background. Like right now, I'm not bragging or nothing. I got Ross on right now on my phone. You know what I mean? I got to, you know, I told him I'm going to be lurking. I mean, it's not going to hurt me to leave my phone on, you know, while he's streaming. You know, I'm not hurting nothing. And what, electricity, you know? And, you know, I'll try to do the best I can and support people. And like Ross, he's got 57, I think he got 57 subs. I want to see him succeed. You know, he's been in the community a while. He's watched my stuff. He's a good dude. I want to see people come up, man. I want to see people surpass me. I really do. I don't mind that. It gives me joy. It's always given me joy in life. You know what I'm saying? And because I've grown up around a certain community. One day I'll get into it, and I've seen them, like, say they get a new vehicle, man, and they'll be, you know, it was when I was younger, like if somebody got something new or even not new, but something nice and they were proud of, they was like, man, I'm glad you done it, you know, genuinely happy for you. These days, when you get something, people just don't even give a shit, you know. And say you worked hard for something and you're not really showing it off to be an asshole or to be proud. Look how I worked hard, nobody cares, you know. I want to surround my circle with people that gives a shit, or like say I fuck up some way and Dog messaged me, hey Ashes, man, you're a little bit out of line, brother. I don't know if you know, you're my friend. I say, man, thank you for telling me, dog. Yeah, you were right. I always will stand for what's right. You know what I mean? That's what kind of circle, you know, I want to surround myself with people that are honest like you guys, that'll be honest with me. Like A Cup, you know, I just done an episode with him, podcast. He gave me a good idea. He said, man, I cut some clips, and he said, I don't know how much editing you want to do for the podcast. Give me some good advice, man. You know what I mean? And I took it, you know, and that's what friends are for, and people that want to see you succeed. You know, they'll help you out, and because I'm winging everything. When I wake up and I go take my morning pee, it's a straight winging it through the whole day. You know what I mean? It's the grace of God. When I turn the OBS on, you know, I'm still learning stuff. I'm still learning about OBS editing, YouTube. And I started this podcast. I know I repeat myself a lot because I want to, you know, interview, have people on here from all walks of life, talk about things, everything's interesting me, you know, the way people sometimes growed up, what they've been through. There might be subtopics we don't talk about, you know, I don't want to get too personal unless people want to, but it interests me, like you guys, how you met and stuff. And, you know, and it makes me happy to hear a good story like that. There's so much bad bullshit out there, what happens to people. Let's hear something good, a good story, a good journey. You know what I mean, guys? And just like that, I appreciate it. For my fuck up from the last episode, and I know you guys are busy and stuff, and probably wanting to wind down on a Sunday. What?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you. What happened?
Oh yeah.
Hear me now?
Yeah.
No, I'm just messing.
Oh fuck, man, crazy
Oh.
bastard. I know
And
you
we're in
fucking
separate
were.
rooms, so I didn't know he was messing with you either. I can go in the other room. And
I
kick
don't
him for
know
you.
what happened, dude, last time because, you know what I mean. I should have looked at the audio output when we done it last time, and but we'll just say it was bloopers or whatever. Fuck, ain't nobody perfect. Well, I'm not perfect at all.
No.
But yeah, man, I enjoy it. I really enjoy it. I appreciate y'all taking your time up and stuff like that. You got anything interesting y'all want to tell us? Tell me.
Well, I'm just gonna tell you, you shouldn't feel bad about stuff like that,
Yeah.
because here a while back I was streaming, and it was kind of one of them days where there wasn't a whole lot of people. There was a lot of people lurking, but there wasn't a lot of people in chat, And I think I'd muted to cough or get a drink or something, and I forgot to unmute, so I was streaming for like 20 minutes talking to no one because my microphone was muted. And somebody come in there like, "Hey, are you muted? I haven't heard you talk in a while."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh crap! I've been muted since like 20 minutes ago."
I've done it before. I've done it a lot, stuff. But there's a lot of people, man. I was streaming last night, and I had 20 people, and there was only one person talking. There's a lot of people. I appreciate them, though. If they're lurking, you know what I mean? As long as somebody's in there and stuff, it does aggravate you sometimes. I tell you what, when I got like 4 or 5 people in there, it's kind of shitty. It kind of makes me feel bad. I don't know about you guys.
I gotta say, I feel fortunate because I don't think we've had a stream that at least 4 or 5 people don't show up to chat.
Yeah.
So I feel pretty fortunate. It's because I've gone through a lot of people's streams. There's this one girl that streams and she doesn't have a mic.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that's probably why she's not growing very fast. Don't know if she really cares to or not. That's her thing. It's whatever. But I pop in every morning and say hey to her. She's streaming to nobody and nobody in chat, and I feel bad. How is this a thing? How is nobody showing up for this one person?
Yeah, that kind of I'll go through people I don't even know them, and I might not even sub to them, and I'll try to like them and stuff. Yeah, so that's what I'm talking about. If you got a good heart, what's in you is gonna come out, dude. If you got good intentions, you'll be blessed. If you want to call it karma or whatever, I'm like that. I got a soft heart. I want to see people succeed straight up. I really do. And but me, my point right now, not being like I don't know how to even know the words for it, but if I got 4 or 5 people in there, I'm not upset and crying about it, but I feel like shit, but the other day I think I was playing that new game. That's probably why I had them fall. Shit, I looked over, got 4 people, man, in there. I didn't even have enough to redirect, to somebody else. But if I get double digits, actually, I'm ecstatic.
Yeah, even if you maybe other people feel differently about this.
Yeah.
I think even if you just have one person watching, you should still redirect because it shows interaction.
You think so? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think, especially, even if you've only got, let's say you've got, 3 people watching even, and nobody's even chatting, and you redirect, most of the time they're going to end up over there too. And it just, it helps foster more for everybody all the way around when everybody's redirected to everybody.
That's true.
And we try to spread it out to everybody, to you, whoever's live at the time. But I think even if you just have one person, you should redirect and it pops up there at the top, Ash Zanuck and his, followers just came along, and say hi, and sometimes your people that were lurking don't even know they've been moved if they're like left to running while they went to sleep, but it's still interaction.
Yeah.
Exactly. There's a lot of that. There's just like you've got your phone there playing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that will turn on a video and walk away from it or fall asleep, and
Yeah.
you could have 13 people watching you that aren't even watching you, and you send them to somebody else, and now suddenly that person has twice their numbers, and it's just it's helpful.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, I see your
And that's
point.
how you sometimes get like a new subscriber or something is you redirect, and you pop into somebody's chat and you're saying, hey, blah 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 blah, and all of a sudden that person goes, oh, Ash is Annex.
Yeah.
What's this channel all about? Let me go see.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, I like those games, or oh, hey, he's a funny guy. Let me sub. I mean, it just
Well, how did you?
We've gotten some that way.
How did you get the name for the channel? Just your name and just your nickname, or how did that
It was those were our game names, or what do you call them?
Character names.
Yep.
Yeah, character names.
In Fallout 4, that's because I had the same character name forever, ever, and that's why when I'm in if I jump into your Twitch, that's why it shows as Rogue Assassin.
Oh.
Because that was what I always used as a game character name. But then I don't remember why on Fallout 4 I ended up doing because I was looking for something that Codsworth could say.
That's right.
Okay.
And so then I was going through different options, and so then finally I chose Reese Dancer, and I was happy with that one, so I just started using that one.
Gotcha.
And then he went through a couple of iterations, Dog, Wolf, and then D.O.G.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what the D.O.G is. It's like you expect people like it's just dog. It's dog spelled out, so D.O.G.
Yeah.
So, but trying to get creative so that people didn't necessarily automatically, and some people get it, some people don't, but it doesn't matter either way.
I got you.
Well, the origin of it, it started out because the whole a big part of the lure to the Fallout 4 game when it first caught my eye was dog meat companion.
Yeah.
Like, you're kidding me. I got a survival game and I get a fucking dog for a companion. I'm in. Who's not going to play this?
Yeah.
Right? So, and then like that was just the whole inspiration for it was I'm dog. This is dog meat. I'm dog.
Yeah, man.
Kind of a thing. And that's where it progressed from. And it did go through a few. I tried to do it as like spell it out, the D-E-O or D-I-O G-E or something like that. And it's actually kind of a popular name iteration on YouTube. So
especially Wolf is, man. Wolf's probably the worst one.
So I had to go with D.O.G.
Yep.
Like even spelled out D.O.G. D-I-O-G-I-E or D-I-O-G-Y. Any of them, they're all taken.
Yeah.
I was like, nobody's got
D-O-G. Yeah, we tried a few. And then, and it was like, we weren't really, we initially, when we started the channel, it was essentially just to, like share some of our stuff with our friends, especially like the building stuff, because, my whole family plays video games, and my brother is like, really into like Skyrim and Fallout and a bunch of other games too, but like for ones that we have in common. And so he and I'd be talking about our builds, and he'd be like, yeah, I can't wait to see him, blah blah blah, but he lives 12 hours away, so it's not easy to share or whatever. And one day he's like, why don't you just start putting these on YouTube? And I was like, oh, but we're on PlayStation, yada yada. It's like, there's ways around that. You're a tech person, then you can figure it out, get a capture card, da da da. was like, yeah, I don't know. Nobody wants to see that, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, you'd be surprised. You should just put it on YouTube.
Yeah.
So then, DOG and I started kind of tossing around the idea, and then the channel was born. So
Yeah, that's how it started. Mine was just somebody said, "Why don't you start a channel?" You know what I mean? You game it all the time, and I enjoyed it. Well, say if you put a video out, what are you right now? Currently, what are you happy with on a view count on a video?
I'm happy if we hit 100. So
Yeah.
Reese's live streams are the most popular. They're the breadwinner of the channel.
Yeah.
And it's right now the biggest one is the New Vegas.
Yeah.
It'll get 120, 130 views within the first, couple of hours of being published or during the stream. However, a lot of other episodes or a lot of my live streams, I'm lucky if they reach 100 views.
Yeah.
And they drop off. I mean, we still get good watch hours. The people that are watching are actually watching. They're not just it's not just a quick. So we're still getting good watch hours out of everything. It's just not reaching that many people,
Well, it's the algorithm, We've talked about it before. I mean, you can have top tier shit if they don't push it, dude. I seen a guy talk the other day, one of those channels. He said, check in the first 24 hours if it's not reached 1,000 people, on the reach on the analytics. Change the thumbnail or title, change up something. I mean, that was his role. I know it doesn't work for everybody, but he said that, if it doesn't reach 1,000, 24 hours, but they got to push it, man. I mean, how are you going to get 1,000 views if they only send it to 500 people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, they say it's all about the title. That hits the algorithm, and then the thumbnail if they want to, watch it. So that's what the experts say. So I don't know what you guys think about that, but
kind of, I was thinking about that today because we did talk about this last time too.
Yeah.
Is having essentially clickbaity titles is what most people call them, but which I think you can still get a catchy title without it being clickbait as long as you're using the right words, but still in the context with what the video is about. Yeah, and one of the most popular videos that we have.
It's really hard to hit that mark.
Yeah, one of the most popular videos that we have, which is when we got super excited and then kind of had a letdown after that, was my first episode of 10 Pines Bluff for the build series for Fallout 4.
Yeah.
Blew up overnight. That thing has over 7K views. And we were watching it. We'd check and it would be, oh, it's at 200 and we just released it. And oh, it's at 400 and we just released it. And oh, it's at 1.2K. We got to go to bed. We wake up in the morning and it's at 3.4K and it just kept going and going and going and going. And we were still very new to YouTube at the time. We didn't really know what was what. And, we're trying to look at the analytics, not really understanding them, but research and stuff. But I was thinking about this today when I was, because earlier I told you I was running to Walmart to grab a couple things. I was thinking about it on the way to Walmart. I was like, it just hit me. That video did so well, I think, because it had a new start in the title.
Yep.
Because it was 10 Pines Bluff, a new start.
Exactly.
And then, so it's the 10 Pines Bluff part of it isn't what made it blow up. The Fallout 4 part of it isn't what made it blow up because we didn't even have keywords in there, really.
Yep.
It was a new start. That particular phrase in the title is probably what made that skyrocket. Now, that doesn't mean 7.2K or however many it's up to, watched it necessarily, maybe not even past the 30-second mark, but that got it in front of their eyes.
Exactly. Well, that's what you got to do. And, you don't want to misrepresent the video the dudes I watch live video school, I'm giving them a plug. They're a very good channel. It's a son and his dad, and they got these hooks. And what it is instead of saying it's clickbait, it's hooks. It's these titles that they've actually used, and all you do is just change the words around, to fit. You got 10 different hooks, and I downloaded the PDF file, but it's you want it to get out there on the algorithm, but you don't want to, like I said, do some bullshit. That's why you got to kind of be careful, because if somebody clickbaits me, man, I'm not gonna watch them no more. But you gotta find that. You just gotta get that rhythm, and I'm still looking for it, because I haven't had a video hit 1,000 views in like 2 months. You know what I mean? It's been probably 2 months since I've had one hit over 1,000. And I think personally, my videos and me setting it, over 3,000 subs, man, I'd be hitting at least 500 views a video. And but I've changed it up. We talked about this last time. I'm talking A cup. I've been repeating this a lot. I think short forms were hurting my long forms, so I quit those cold turkey 1st of March. And I'm gonna go 3 months, and then I'm documenting it, which I don't have to write it down. I always write down my sub count on my calendar every day. I got last year's calendar put up. I know that's weird, but it's like an archive for me. But I sorry for the candy. My sugar was kind of jacking up. But
yeah, no worries.
But I'm gonna look back in 3 months and see if me stopping the shorts, actually help my long form. You know what I mean? I'm always trying to evolve, and fix things and change it around. But, they had an update on the shorts. Man, they kept talking about this. It just come out a few days ago that instead of, it used to be 3 days ago that if you had a short, they had to watch the whole thing to get a view. Now, all they got to do is swipe. They don't even have to watch it. As long as it comes on their feed and they swipe it, it counts as a view. So they changed that up. I mean, if somebody's out there, me personally, if I had a new channel and I wanted to get monetized, I'd be shooting the shorts out there left and right. That's my opinion. That's how I got pretty well monetized, because the shorts just started at that time 2.5 years ago. They just started, really getting hot. And, that's kind of what got me, at the time, which, back then you had to get 1,000 subs and 4,000 watch hours. They didn't have the 500 to get not fully monetized. You know what I mean? And stuff.
Yeah.
But
yeah, they just had the one tier. They didn't have the 500 for the memberships. And
and like having, well, how many shorts you gotta views? You gotta get like 30 million to get monetized. Something crazy number.
It's high. I'd have to go look.
It's 10 million, I think.
Really?
Yeah, I think for to get. Yeah, I think you gotta have 10 million and 1,000 watch hours, and or no, it's 1,000 subs and either 4,000 4,000 watch hours or 10 million.
Yeah, it's 10 million. Views. I know I've got 10,000 views on a short and only made $2, and that was a high end. $2 off of 10. You know what I mean? Ridiculous, man. I don't mind making them. I really like making them. And it was kind of like quitting drinking or drugs for me to quit making shorts. I'll be honest with you. I was jonesing. But, I'm just experimenting. I don't care about my subs. I do not care about getting more subs. I want to get views. You know what I mean? And get more people in there, because I know the views will come. I mean, the subs will come with the views, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But what do y'all see like in the next year or two with your channel? What in the future? What do you want? What do you want from your channel, just bottom line, right now?
What do I want from my channel, bottom line? Well, I mean, it would be foolish to say I want our channel to retire us.
Yep.
However, it's not foolish to have that kind of a hope. You know what I
No,
mean?
it's not.
Yeah.
It's not,
And
no.
I don't see it feasible. I don't see it being something like that. Honestly, it's more of a hobby and a bit of a side hustle.
Yeah,
You know, if we can make a little money off of it, awesome. We're having fun doing it. I like
exactly.
editing the videos. She likes recording. She likes interacting with people in chat and
Uh-huh.
showing them her gameplay. I like doing that. It's just a good hobby to have.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Realistically thinking, I just want to, do it, have fun, make a little extra money. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I mean, there's months I don't even hit the $100 mark. Um, I was looking today if I was gonna hit it. I'm like at 99 something. If I got to do that in a day, or I won't get paid for next month. I don't get paid every month. I know it's crazy, but I don't. But
Yeah.
I mean, I'm hoping, I would love to get to a point that my son could take it over. You know what I mean? And he wouldn't have to work. You know what I'm saying? Like he would get into it, editing and gaming too, and do that because he's really tech savvy and he enjoys gaming. That'd be cool. You know what I mean? That's what I'd love. And everybody's dream probably is to blow up on YouTube, and I wouldn't want to be the popular side of it and all that crap. That me, nah, I don't care about that. Like
yeah.
having a
Well, there's a lot of channels out there that are super successful channels, and
yeah,
you don't know who the people are that are doing the channel.
no, uh-uh.
You
No.
don't never see their face in the channel, not once.
No, that's true. I think that. What do you guys? How many subs do you think, or just that would a person be making money? How many subs do you think it'd take where a person could live? You know what I mean? Quit their job. I wonder.
I mean,
I don't. I don't even know
that's
if it's necessarily the sub count as much as it's going to
Mm-hmm.
be the people that are in. Like, if
Mm-hmm.
you had 50 people super chatting or
Mm-hmm.
having memberships all the time, or whatever, it's throwing out super stickers. Maybe not every stream, but a couple times a month they're dropping a 5 bomb and a 20
Yeah.
bomb. And then all 50, let's say you have 1,000 subscribers, but you've got 50 people
Yeah.
that are doing that kind of stuff for you all the time.
Yeah.
Um, that's gonna make you more than probably just 1,000 people with ads,
Yeah.
if you
yeah.
ask me. So I don't even know that it's a sub thing. I mean, it might be when you get to the ads, if you've got 30,000 subscribers and there's 500 people watching those ads when you go live or when
It's not
you're
about
doing a
how many
video.
subs.
Yeah.
It's the quality of those subs.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
the interaction of those. It's how much do you bring to that person that they want to be part of your stream and not just watch it.
Yeah.
You know what I
Well,
mean?
I look at like I like Daisy and I watch Fresh Bonds, man, and I see the damn people in their streams, the money they gotta be making. You know what I mean? Off super chats. They got 1,500 people in there. Watch them live stream. Live stream 4 or 5 hours, and then they got a merch store. Then they get and then the views, because 1 million views, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what it's called. You guys probably know the RPM or some weird number, because it fluctuates
Yeah.
for different. You know what I mean? Like 1,000, because you over here, you might be making what 1,000 views, what $3 or something. This person on a video, so 1 million views, you might be making $4,000 on 1 million views. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
so you might need to bring in. So it depends on how you live. What, like 1.5 million views a month to make a living? Something like that. That's a lot of views. But people super chat you and all that members, man, it kind of sucked though to be in a way. I know not the money, but to get so big that you looking over and you can't really interact with your chat, man, that kind of sucked because I know
and I don't ever want to be that big.
No, I don't either. I'll be honest with you, if I make, I know this low ball, man, if I could get to a point, I make extra 500 a month, I'd be happy shit. Just a little extra money, you know what I mean? Just to kind of put up if I wanted to buy something. I don't want that big, man. I really don't. I mean, everybody, I don't know. I'm just weird. I got to a point in my life that money doesn't mean much to me like it used to. You know what I'm saying? I've had money and I've been broke, super broke.
I'll say if I could make enough money off of YouTube just to pay for my weed habit, I'll be happy.
Damn, you must got bad weed habit.
No, it ain't that bad. What what's that? Well, I got it down to what? 400 a month? 200? No, 200 a month is what I'm down to.
Damn.
That ain't bad.
Well, Arkansas is real expensive here, but Oklahoma, which is real close to me, their dispensaries are cheap, way cheaper than Arkansas. But I know how you got to get it, down there.
And for him, it's one of them things too that like we've had some hard times where he's been like, no, I'm fine, I don't need it, it's fine.
Yeah.
But I've always been like, no, we're gonna get it because for him, it's either that or we go through periods of his anxiety. Exactly. Where that gets bad for him, and it's like to me that's like going down to the grocery store and getting ibuprofen for our headaches or whatever any kind of like over the counter medicine that we would need, or we'd have to go take you to the doctor so you could get on some anti-anxiety meds that make you not feel like you anymore.
Yeah, them meds,
and I don't want that.
No, them meds and shit. Look, here's how I feel about it. Like I said, we could talk about whatever y'all want to talk about on here. That's why I created this channel. Me personally, I did not like weed. I smoked it when I was younger, but I'm all for it if somebody wants to smoke it besides taking pills or doing any other drugs, even drinking. If it helps you, dude, I tried it. I got a card about 4 years ago because I've been, I got a lot of pain, arthritis. So I'm not going to go through my health issues. I tried it. I got a card. I didn't like it. My ex, she smoked it every day. You know what I mean? I just didn't like it. It didn't help me. It just didn't give me the effect that. But the next person, I'm all for it. You know what I'm saying? 100%. Yeah. To me, it's medicine. To me, it's medicine. If it helps you, dude, go for it. If it doesn't, if you can buy it and it doesn't hurt you, and take away from your family or hurt you financially and it helps you medically, do it. That's how I feel about it. Because I've been down that road, and I'll probably talk about it on a podcast to somebody that's going to be on here, here pretty soon. I had a bad drug addiction. I've been through, down that road. And, I've lost a lot of friends to drug addiction and stuff like that. It's rough. But to me, weed's just medicine, dog. You know what I mean? It really is. I got a lot of friends that smoke it. And I'm not against anybody that drinks in moderation, you know what I mean? But drinking is drinking. I've never drunk a lot, I've drunk when I was a teenager and here and there, but I've got liver issues, and diabetes and stuff, and I had to quit drinking. I was drinking a few months back, drinking a 6-pack probably every couple of days. I just had to just completely quit it, I enjoyed drinking. Unwinding. But, when it comes to my health, I'm not gonna, do something to do that because that'd be selfish to my kids that love me, to put myself in an early grave over, drinking a beer. So, but yeah, anxiety, man, I'm telling you, people deal with it and they put a mask on. I'm up in front about everything. That's just how I am. and I deal with it too. And I was going to say, gaming really helps me with anxiety and depression, you know, talking to people and stuff. I love talking to people, and you know, I've got friends that I can vent to, you know, get on there and, you know, talk about shit, talk about real stuff, real talk. And but it's a lot better than running to you know, running to some kind of Xanax and all that fucking bullshit. You know, all the pharmaceutical bullshit, poison, man. It's all it is. You know, been addicted to all of that.
When I was a kid, there was a lot of that. I mean, you know, in my early teens,
Yeah,
and even before my teens, parents going through
yeah,
ways to try to figure out how to fix me with different things. You know, that first
yeah,
it gets diagnosed me with ADHD and anxiety
yeah,
disorder and put me on a bunch of different meds. And no, I hated all of them. And my mom hated me taking them. But
yeah,
you know, they're just trying to be good parents.
yeah,
And and it sucked forever and ever and ever. And then I found weed,
yeah.
and man, did that fix everything for me.
But that's
You
good.
know what I
Plus,
mean? Like,
you got somebody that loves you there and supports you. You know what I mean? You got somebody, because that's another thing. If you're alone and you don't have anybody to help you, man, and support you, and talk to you, that's what sucks too when you go through stuff. And I try to tell everybody, even though that you know, I'm 1,000 miles from somebody, man, dude, DM me, man. I'll call you on phone or Discord or something. You know, let's talk about it. You know what I mean? I mean, I ain't the best.
Yeah, that makes all the difference in the world for
Yeah,
some people. It's
yeah,
just having a voice on the other end of the line.
yeah. We gotta try to help each other out, man, and stuff. I don't want to see nobody fail. I want to see, you know, people succeed. And I've been through. I'm not proud of a lot of shit I've been through, but like I said, I've been through a lot of bullshit. Drug addiction, divorces, you know, tragic deaths in my family and stuff like that. And I'm better, you know, I'm better for it. I'm stronger. I come out of it. And, you know, to be honest with you, the main reason is because, you know, of my faith, you know, and the way I'm living, you know, and I'm not perfect, but my faith, you know, and turning my life over to Jesus Christ, you know, that's made a big difference in my life, you know, and that's what's worked for me. And I know I'm not perfect, you know, but that's why I give all the glory to him, because I couldn't have made it without him. And, you know, going through drugs, because I've seen a lot of people die, man. Oh, man, you know how it is, OD, and just lose their lives. I know, I did. They're not my relatives, but I had some relatives. Well, actually, I know some people that had some friends. This young couple was down in Alabama about 2 weeks ago, and they was like 28 in their late 20s, and I guess they went to buy some drugs, man, and just shot them both in their truck, both of them. They got left like
geez.
3 kids. Yeah, just slaughtered them in the truck. I guess they drug deal going down and showed it on the news and everything. My ex, her first cousin's son, he was in Nashville. This was about 6 years ago, and I guess the drug deal went bad. They took him. They didn't even find his murderer yet. They took him and beat him, shot him, put acid on him. It was awful. You know what I mean? What I'm saying is, you go down them roads of addiction, you know, you go to a dark place, and you go to, it's just all destruction, man. There's nothing good for it. And that's what I'm saying. Anybody out there, you know, I'm talking about anybody. If I don't know you, just watching this video, man, DM me, talk to me, you know. If I've been there, I've done that. If I can help you and talk to you, I've been through, you know, freaking drug withdrawals. I've been through a lot of bullshit, and I've come out of it stronger. I mean, I'll give you the best advice I can, but that's just a bad road to go down, because, you know, how I got on, you know, drugs and stuff, went through, you know, deaths in the family, divorces, and then instead of, you know, having somebody to really talk to and say, hey, man, look, you know, don't do this, you know, I turned to drugs, you know, at the time. And so having a good support system when people's going through stuff is the main thing. But circling back around to it, you know, I've been, I think about 8 or 9 years now. I've been, you know, sober, and you know, and gaming in the last 4 years has really taken away. You know, I get anxiety sometimes and depression, but you know, I just I meditate, pray about it. You know, start gaming, talk to some friends. That's what gets me through it. But you can't let it stress you out, guys. Like the channel, you know, and it did at first. Certain things, like you said, I got a video on my channel that gets views every day. It's up to 300 some thousand, you know. It's that one video, you know, and it's like I haven't had one in a while, hit 1,000 views, but I don't sit there and dwell on it. I just try to do better. I got to a point, you know, that you just got to do better.
You know what I think frustrates me the most about the channel is not the growth. It's watching how YouTube handles the growth.
Yeah.
Like they can't.
That makes it really hard.
It's like they can't seem to be upfront with you about what they're doing with your channel, and even really what's going on, like how many views you're actually getting, and one day you'll look at something and it'll be you know 140 views 2 hours after you posted it, and then the next day it'll be 132 views. You're like, well, wait a minute, wasn't 140 yesterday? Where did the other 8 go?
Yeah. It's kind of screwed up, especially how they done you guys when you went over to 500 and then took them from you to subs, and you still that was crazy. You know.
Yeah, now we're climbing our way back up slowly but surely.
Yeah, you'll do it, guys. You'll do it, really. But look, guys, I appreciate y'all being on here. Hopefully, we don't have no audio issues. When I look at the video, I could talk to you guys all day, but next time we'll, if you guys want to come on here again, I would love to have you back again, and we'll get on some crazy subject or something. Talk about Loch Ness Monster or something. Let D.O.G get really high and stoned, and we'll talk about.
I'm always
Loch Ness. And E.T. and some aliens or something. That's what we'll do. But no, guys, I really do appreciate y'all coming on. And seriously, I want you guys to be on here again. You know, if y'all will come back, because I know you're busy and stuff and all that. So, but look, I appreciate it. Hey, if you guys are not sub to Reese and D.O.G Gaming. And there is dots, D.O.G Gaming. But seriously, go over and give them a sub. They're some good people. But everybody in YouTube land, I appreciate it, guys. And until next time, be good to yourself, be good to others. Peace out, everyone.